What is Bijan Robinson's value? What is the value of the 101 in Dynasty? The most coveted 101 pick in recent memory. It's up there with Saquon Barkley's 101 era. It's up there with Todd Gurley's 101 era, and probably surpassed that. This is something people have been waiting for the last few years. It's finally here, and how valuable is it? We're going to cover that today. We're going to look at the trade analyzer. We're going to look at the value and just try to come up with the appropriate value. While we're going through this, drop in the comments what you're willing to pay, what's your thoughts. But we're going to be looking at the Dynasty Trade Analyzer over at dynastyleaguefootball.com. To make this assumption, let me move my video screen here. Let's move up here to the bottom, shrink this down so we can get a better visual here. To the corner. So this is the trade analyzer. First thing you want to note, over to your left is the 101, 900 points. Down here is the suggested values to trade for. So Christian McCaffrey, 760, Breece Hall, 840, CeeDee Lamb, 900. So those are the suggested values. These values are really determined between trades on MFL, ADP, and a bunch of other stuff that I'm not aware of, but we use this as a guide, not an absolute. It's not black and white, so just use it as a suggestion. But let's look at picks here. We're using 1 QB. Really, when you're going pick for pick, 1 QB, 2 QB, it's roughly similar, but with just different values. So looking at here, what averages out to be close to 900 or right at 900 is a 6 and a 7. So that equals it out. But realistically, you have this 101, you have this pick, you have Bijan Robinson, the next top tier running back. At least right now in terms of value, there's some people that have him as the RB1. I've talked to them. So if you're getting that value in the market, you're going to want more than equal value. You want a package. You want an offer you can't refuse. I don't see this getting it done. And then also when you see studs traded, and we've talked about it in recent videos, multiple firsts, some more. So what happens if we add next year's first to it? 2024 first down here. Where's that at? 2024 first down here. Let's go right there. 2024 first, the future first round draft pick. 285 points there. 1,185. You get 3 straight firsts. Odds are, which is still likely, could happen. You're probably not getting 3 first-round picks from this draft from somebody, but it could happen because I've seen people have 3, 4, 5, 6 firsts in this year's draft. They've collected picks. People have been collecting picks for this draft, getting ready for it, and they're trying to land Bijan Robinson. That was their whole goal, and they might have missed out. Maybe they want to give you 3 or 4 firsts and move up. One thing you want to do also when you're collecting firsts is you want to diversify. If you have 5 firsts in a class, odds are you're going to hit on some, and odds are you're going to miss some. You diversify a little bit, you might sneak with the 101, 102 in next year's class. Next year's class got some running backs. Next year's class got some receivers. So next year's class is looking pretty good as well. But looking here, you got 2 first-round picks, 2 mid-rounders, and then a future first in 2024. Not too bad. You got 3 firsts coming back. How do you feel about that? That seems fine. That seems okay. That seems good. That seems baseline here for a pick that is going to be a first-round startup draft pick. First-round guy. That's what we've seen. We're seeing stuff like that for Justin Jefferson, but something like this plus a little more. So what else could you possibly ask for to feel good? Are you feeling good about this? Getting 2 firsts from this year's class, mid-rounders, and then a 2024 first. Is that good enough for you? Does that make you want to click that OK button and roll the dice and take those picks? Are you going to want more? I get it. The trade calculator is in favor for the picks here, but this is Bijan Robinson. A lot more value goes into this pick than what the calculator says. This is people trying to get up to him. He is the declared player. Are you going to want more than that? Because his value to some people is RB1, 103, 104, 105 in a startup draft. His value is up there, and it's going to increase as we get closer to the draft. 3 first-round picks for a player up there is pretty normal. as you see. But do you need a sweetener? What would be a sweetener? Would it be a second? What, a second at this point in the game? Is that a no for the trade? Let's say it's a mid-second. Say it's 207, and it goes with that 107. 1,300 points. To go that much higher, is that too much to ask? Is that too little to get back in return? Or do you need players to go along with this? And then what type? What type? Like, say I don't want the second. Maybe, let's see what Tyler Boyd comes up with. Wow, that's some typing. What about Tyler Boyd? Just to throw that in. That's 86 points, though. Not near a second, but a little less on top of the first. Maybe that's a little bit more realistic. The thing is, what I've been saying about Bijan Robinson all along is it's going to take a haul to get the job done. I think 3 firsts, subjectively, from what I'm feeling, because once we look at this as a baseline, 900 and 900, 2 mid-firsts, because no one's going to give you the 101 because you got the 101. Are they going to give you the 1 or 2? Like, you're going to move back a pick, and then you get something else in return. What are they going to give you? It's probably not going to be that much. You're going to want more than a little bit because it's Bijan in his own tier and then everybody else down there. So what are you going to want in return? We're looking at a player here who's being valued as one of the hot players in Dynasty, one of the top assets right now, already out the gate, and you're not going to want to skimp out. 2 firsts is too light. It works with the 101 average classes because you don't know what you're going to get. Maybe that in a second thrown in, that in a third, depending on the player. But really thinking about this, you got a player here worth 900. Bijan Robinson is up there. I look at Jonathan Taylor's value here. You'll get an idea who is RB1 in December ADP right now. He is right at 900 once he pops up there, and you'll see it. Boom, right at 900. And if people are valuing Bijan as RB1, you have a comparable value there. That being said, nobody is getting rid of Jonathan Taylor for 2 firsts, 2 mid-rounders, unless they get something on top of it. Could be another first. If it was going to be another first, would it be a late first? Would it be next year's first? Would it be a second? Would it be another player? Typically, when we see these studs dealt, it's more than 2 firsts. Typically, it's like that. Typically, it's around 3 firsts. It could be 2 firsts and a top prospect. I think for somebody like Justin Jefferson on the last video, we looked at the trade finder, and it was 2 firsts and a Drake London, 2 firsts and a Mike Evans, 2 firsts and a player that was giving you production and had some value. So we're looking at that. So you may want to look maybe 2 firsts and Drake London. Seems kind of high. That's close to what we were looking at in the picks for the 3 first rounders. We're looking at around 1,400 points, so about 100 more than that. So pretty close. That's probably something you're going to be looking at. Let me know if that's something you're into, or you feel like it's less, or you feel like it's more, because really we're just trying to gauge the market, but there's not many trade opportunities right now that has happened, and the value of this first round pick is going to shoot up as we get closer into draft season. Some people are just taking this time off to relax, take their mind off fantasy football, and they're going to come back. They're going to start studying these rookies. Bijan's the top guy here, and they're going to covet that pick. Some people has worked so hard to acquire first-round picks this year that they got 6 of them. They really want Bijan. They missed out. Maybe they're willing to unload 4 of them. Maybe it's a 1-5, 1-8, and a 1-11 or something, and maybe throw in something else, and they're just getting the deal done. That's what they want, and that's what they're going to get. That's going to happen. The market does what the market does. Doesn't mean the market always does the right thing. Doesn't mean the market's always wrong either. Just, you got to really go with the flow of the market. You can't fight the market. You really have to analyze it and get in the right position. And here what we're trying to do is predict the market. If you can predict the market, then you can predict how it will work in your best favor. Make the right offers, get in early, get in late, get in at the right time, or at least try your best to. And maybe you can catch a discount. Maybe you can make another move. Maybe determine, hey, this 101's way too expensive. Maybe I need to do something else. There are things you can do to help your portfolio in Dynasty Fantasy Football. One thing that's noted is they're not seeing many trades of Bijan Robinson. One, because he's so expensive, and that makes sense. He's so expensive. Why do the deal? Why not hold tight on your assets, see what comes to you? Or maybe bad news rolls out and you can catch him at a discount. You never know what happens during draft season. A lot of craziness happens during the combine week. A lot of craziness happens up until the draft. You never know. Maybe you'll catch a discount. More than likely not. That's not a prediction, but that's something you want to look at. But you really want to gauge the prices of these players. At 900 overall, people regarding him as the RB1, RB3, low and maybe RB5 or a little bit more. That's expensive. That you're talking 3 first-round picks easy when you're in that range. You're talking first-round startup player out the gate once you got him drafted on your team. So you're going to be paying this type of price, maybe more. Probably should be more due to the hype. And doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. That's just the market. And when you're trying to guess the market, it doesn't have to be right. It just has to be what the market says, and then you make your decision off of that. What are you willing to do for Bijan Robinson? Do you already have him? What are you willing to pay? What are you looking to sell him for? Is this too much, too light, too little? What would be your correct configuration for the trade? Because it's very ambiguous right now. And sometimes when you do this content, it's not always, hey, this is what it is, and this is how it should be. Sometimes you just got to shoot the video, open up the dialogue, let the comments saturate, and let the market dictate. The comment section in this video is also part of the market because your opinion matters. Your opinion is part of the market. You got your trades in your leagues, and that matters too to the player value, and I want to hear about it. I think this is going to be very impactful to everybody else watching this video as well. If you let everybody else know your thoughts and feelings on the value, if you're willing to pay up, if you're not, if you're holding still, if you collected picks so you could trade up, because I've seen that as well. I've seen about everything because I've been studying this for the last year, 2 years or so, seeing how this market's going to dictate Bijan Robinson. Now it's here, and we got to figure this out because we got a few months to get our chips in order for those rookie drafts, and it's about crunch time. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Bijan Robinson's value here, but it's up there. It's high. You're going to have to pay a pretty penny. I guarantee you that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. It's only going to help you going forward. It's going to help you for the rookie drafts. It's going to help you with trades. It's going to help you in season making lineup decisions and getting guys off waivers. Again, I want to thank you. I'll catch you on the next video.